Morning, guys. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Carey, and this is the podcast that follows my book, Words from a Friend, a daily guide to a purposeful life. It's available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. We're on a 365-day inner journey together, so happy and grateful to have you along. We're on day 219 of that journey. Today's message is very important, called perception. Perception. There's, 8 million people in the world? 7 billion, 8 billion. And all different perceptions, all unique perceptions. So it's a wonder any of us get along. What's the common thread? The common thread is who we really are, which is love. And when we are walking in it, or we come back to it from some ego storm, we recognize this is the best. And that was a storm of not my best self at all. That was my conditioned fighting, fight or flight self, conditioned by a fear-based, ego-dominated world. Okay? We're breaking away from that. We're detaching from that. We have to see it. We have to shine our light on it to recognize it in us before we can release it and let it go. So that is what's taking account. That's being able to respond instead of react, responsible instead of reactive. Reactive is always from the level of the ego. The ego is the reactive self. It is your electronic body, your electric body, overstimulated, taken out of its best zone. It's like, buzzing at a low frequency. So every little, pop or snap, you're I know that one. It's the one the world creates, the one the world, if you look at it, if you see it for what it is, it's what they're purveying all the time. So we need to take our power back, our attention back into here. They want to keep our attention outside. We put our attention back inside, and we clean our own house. We clean our own cell, and we clean it so that we're adding the remembrance to the world. We're bringing that remembrance energy to the world, the energy of unity. Yeah, love is unity energy, unity consciousness. It's where we come from. It's who we really are. It's what we're moving home to. It is the Great Awakening. Okay? So I hope that makes sense to you. Perception. This is the one that gets us all in trouble if we are not mindful and self-aware. Oh, we're all aware of what everybody else's problems are. But we don't always recognize what's causing our own, which many times is ourselves. And we never take account for it. We never feel responsible for our ego. We just let it fly. Let it fly. Let it hurt whoever it wants to. Let it just roll over people and never care about that stuff or take responsibility for it or apologize for it. None of that stuff. Yeah, sure. Why? Why bother? That's the way the world is. Screw it and screw everybody. Yuck. That's a yucky vibration. What you want. It's an energetic game here. It's an energetic game, which means you rise up into the center, and it takes self-love first. So usually it's the person that hates themselves that is out there not caring about the damage the ego causes, because that's the damage they feel inside, that it's been done to it by either other egos or even itself, in self-sabotage, in not wanting to self-reflect because we understand the damage that we allowed our ego to get away with, on our behalf, without the soul being at the wheel, right? Okay, but that's all of us. It's not just you. We all have that dark side in there that we have to take account for. And we have to shine a light on and say, what if this is necessary anymore? If I'm living as from my soul and the soul is taking a wheel, how much of this stuff do I need? You'll find not much, just to bounce off of, back to the truth, maybe, right? Back on the train of truth, the truth train. And that's it. You use it as the rumble strips because you used to just believe that was you. You were the rumble strips and you were causing them every day of your own life. You were your own problem, which we are all our own worst enemy at times. And we can be our own worst enemy throughout life unless we begin the self-love, the road back to the heart center, the road back to who we really are, the road back to where we really come from, the truth of it all. The truth of it all. Everybody makes it this big religious thing. It is not a religious thing. It is an energetic, spiritual thing. That's why we need no middlemen. No middlemen. Nope. Yeshua, Jesus told us, heaven is within. We are already part of it. We are already here in it. It's inside of us. And when we bring that out from ourselves, that's what we can expect to reflect back into our lives. It's an energetic thing. Okay? It's about being your best self for the benefit of your soul. And then that just spills over. It's just an energy that spills out of you, and it's an aura that emanates around you. And it's goodwill. It's just goodwill in here in the ether. Your aura is just speaks goodwill, which is where unity consciousness is bringing us all. It's goodwill. So, but we have free will, and we have free will to let that ego, our shadow self, take over our whole life and never recognize that we are not that character. We are not the shadow self. We are the light. And we let that light guide our steps forward. We will know a beautiful, purposeful, meaningful, bountiful, abundant life. And you have everything it takes. You're already it. It's just scraping off the barnacles of a fear-based life that we've all collected way too much of. Okay? So we free ourselves with the knowing. The knowing is what frees us, and walking in the knowing every day, and thoughts, words, and deeds from that place, from this space inside, wakes us up. Wakes us up. It is it's the smelling salts to consciousness. It's wake up like you're not a conscious boxer, and they put that under your nose, and it's like, holy crap. I look around, it's like, oh man, we have work to do. We had to join together and fix this place and bring light, bring heaven to earth. We already have it within us, so we put that together, and that's what's here. It just kicks out what's false. That's how it works individually as us. Okay? So it's the inner trek. It's the inner hike. And you're going to see some things in there that don't get in there and get stuck in shame and guilt, and I can never resolve this, so I'm just going to keep it stored in here and bringing it back up and living it again and living in that old ass emotion of it. And no, that's part of the self-sabotage. It's like ego. You're indulging old shitty stories. You're indulging your ego instead of indulge your spirit with something that feeds that, because you're feeding yourself old stories that no longer exist. They no longer exist, and yet we keep reliving them emotionally. And that is a choice. We make it unconsciously most times, but until you make it conscious, you make that unconscious conscious and say, why am I doing that to myself? The minute you ask that question, why do I do that to myself? You're conscious of it. So now you have the doors open for you to let it go, and really letting it go is like, you're not going to forget it, but you're going to say, I'm not going to keep bringing that shit up, and I'm going to lessen the power of it over me. I'm not going to keep jumping into that pool of old shitty ass emotion that I don't need to do. And it's not serving me. It's certainly not serving my path forward. The lesson of it is what serves your path forward. The lesson from it, sift out the shit, glean the lesson, carry forward. Self-correct, self-love, forward motion, my friend. Forward motion. All right. So where did I even start this? Yes. All right. This is one that gets us all in trouble if we're not mindful and self-aware. As we all know, everyone has a very unique and individual way we perceive our world and the millions of experiences we will have in our lifetime. So this one area of life, we want to get it right. It'll be the deciding factor of whether we have a great life or one filled with drama, strife, and constant misperception. constant misperception because you decide you're only coming from that one space of the character itself rather than the expansiveness of who you really are. And in that expansiveness, you let the little shit go because you realize it's just your own puny little ego and its own puny little needs and wants and desires. When really it's an us world. It's about us. So what you're looking for is harmony. And if you find yourself in a group that's just all about ego, and you're really looking for harmony, well, then start with yourself and treat yourself to some of that for a while until you attract into your world people who are vibing with that new vibe that you've grown into, that you wanted to. So growth is leaving old things behind, the old barnacles and old stories and old places and old ways and old paradigms and old dynamics, old relational dynamics. And so that's okay. That's where the light is taking you. You know it's right. And you know that you're meant to follow that love, that passion that's inside of you that's saying, yeah, felt good, right? Felt good. So come forward. There's more in you that we're going to unfold together. Spirit's always calling you forward. Always calling you forward. There's more here. There's more I got for you. There's more you can't see with those human eyes of yours. But I got you. I got you. Trust in me. I got you. It's Jesus crossed the water. Going, Peter, walk on water. Come on, baby. You can do it. And you can do it. You can do it. I know some close friends that are going through the shit right now. Yeah, I feel for you. And I want you to know that the Spirit is calling you forward and saying, don't worry. I've got a whole life plan for you forward from where you are. So keep coming to me. Keep trusting me, even though this is a mess and you're in a mess right now, or you're just getting out of a mess. Keep coming forward to me. You'll find that I've unfolded a beautiful path for you. If you will keep walking, you will see for yourself with these human eyes what you can't see right now. You will see it. You will experience it. You will move into it. You will walk in the future that is meant just for you. So that's the promise. It's the promise. And that promise has never let me down. Never. Nope. When I thought I couldn't do something. Deep end of the pool. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Shit, I can. Yes, you can. You've been through it how many times in your life already? Can't do it until you can do it. Right? That's part of the growth, and that's part of the school we're in. That's part of the school. So your perception has to align with your soul for you to see properly. It has to align with compassion and empathy for you to see properly. It has to align with the truth of the word and follow it. Okay? It resonates with you as truth. And we all have an inner compass that the heart has a true north for us all. It's all in there. You know when you've fallen off of it. You know when you didn't listen to it. And you know when you didn't follow it. Don't we all? Right? So no harm, no foul. You follow it. Now you follow it. It's not like God's never accepting you back. God's just an open door of unconditional love. It's just you that's holding yourself back. It's you that's holding yourself back from opening up that heart fully to yourself, and recognizing that you are a beautiful cup of the divine. That is the first stop on your journey anywhere forward, is that recognition, because that is what will carry you. So, and that alignment will show you things that your heart's been desiring for a long time. Truth most importantly. Okay. So if you've gotten out of a relationship or something's happened to your relationship or whatever that is, know that keep moving forward and better days are ahead. Best is yet to come. That's the promise of the soul. The ego will fight against that. Oh yeah, right. It's going to be the same it's always been. Stop listening to that voice. It is not the divine. That is never the voice of the divine. The divine is not sitting there judging you anything, as anything. It's just knowing that you're part of it. It's like the ocean denying a bucket of itself that went to the beach. It's the same ocean in that bucket. Same ocean. Bring it back to the ocean. Hey, still put it back in me. It's the same stuff. Same stuff. Amoebas and everything else is floating in there. Sea monkeys. Same ocean. And we are part of that ocean. We are not separate from it. We have the power of it. We have the intuition that allows us to tune into it. So your heart is not just a pumping muscle. It is a transmitter and receiver of truth from the divine. So tune in, baby. You tune in with mindfulness. You tune in with learning how to live from that soul. And I hope this podcast has helped you to kind of realize the two voices that are within all of us. The one that just wants to let out its old conditioned self, and the one that wants to say, hey, take a minute here. Let's have a little space between the old self and what we really are here to create, and let loose, which is more of who we really are. Okay? So, mostly because it can be, let's see, most of us will never embark on the inner journey because it can be painful to admit that it's us who may have been the problem instead of the world outside of us that is doing it to us. My friends, it's always how we perceive the world that causes us pleasure or pain. It's an emotional reaction to what these two eyes are seeing. And it's always like and it comes from lots of conditioned past emotional reactions. You know, in fear world, we're constantly learning to protect ourselves in survival mode in fear world, right? But the heaven within is the opposite of fear world. The heaven within is that secure and safe place that we realize that we're not walking alone, we're not working alone, and the stuff that we see outside of ourselves is for us to see through, see the truth of it, rather than get banged by it. We open up this eye, and that happens from the heart space. And we can see the truth of it through compassion and empathy for that, so that we all know that we all go through similar stuff in different ways, and that none of us has this perfect life that everybody can look at somebody else's life, say their life is perfect, and you start comparing and competing and doing all the low energy ego stuff that's held within that lower toolkit of doom and gloom. No, you are way bigger than that. You're so much brighter than that. You're so much smarter than that. You're so much more intelligent than that. And there's so much more love inside of you that you're meant to give to yourself, and then let that spill out of you in many creative, beautiful ways. Okay? So the good news is that when you decide to take 100% responsibility for ourselves, our thought life, 100% responsibility for our thought life, because then when you're taking responsibility for it, then you realize you're not it. Realize you're not those thoughts. So you don't have to react to those thoughts that you're thinking. Think about them as like passing clouds. They're just thoughts passing on through. And we keep pulling from some of the old conditioned ones that are always setting our alarms off. We're doing it to ourselves by our thought life. Our thoughts create our emotions. Our emotions create our actions or reactions. And there we are. We're off to the races in another ego drama. Caused by what? A thought that we keep just choosing to think, or an old pattern we keep just choosing to live in. You can break out of old paradigms and old perceptions, and you can grow into the higher self. There's a higher self in all of us. It is our space of consciousness where we no longer we understand we're no longer the character, but the part of the omnipresent energy that is living through this character. And you adjust your sails and align with the divine will, and you've already set up a beautiful life for yourself. So follow that, let it lead you, let it guide you right out of the forest of your own ego, guides you right out of that. Sometimes it can take some time because you have some lessons to learn inside. You have some work to do inside on that stuff. And not always fun work. I'm not going to say it is. I'm not, but it is worthy. It is so worthy. So if you're not letting the outside world tell you what's wrong with you, you're your own jailer, and you're your own freedom. You're freeing yourself. from the burdens that we've carried from old conditioning and from past familial habits that we no longer want to carry. And we want to be the chain breaker of that in our family. We want to break those chains. We want to break those bonds that held us back. We want to break those old thoughts and patterns that are just completely untrue. But we've seen our family do it, so we just continue in a pattern, rather than going, yeah, but who am I? Am I that, or do I want to just create my own life? You know, sure, some of that pattern is great. That some of it, a lot of it's great, but there's more in you as a creator yourself. You are a creator yourself. You know, you are the creation and the creator. Your life is what you make it. Your life is what you decide to make it. And the meaning to life is what we give it. It's what we give it. So when we put our love into our lives, starting with ourselves, we have much to give, because we will create beauty with these hands. We will do good things with these hands. We will say good things with these words. We will encourage with these words. We will guide people out of the forest of doom and gloom with these thoughts, words, and deeds that come from the place that we all call home, when we remember. Ha ha! All right? So if you decide to take this journey inside you, you will need to be strong, honest, and willful. You'll be able to you'll be able to forgive yourself first. You must be able to forgive yourself first. God is always saying, yeah, you're holding on to that. I'm not. Your ego is making you hold on to that shit. Let go. The ego is not real. And those things are forgiven. So let's get on with it. Let's get on with the rest of your life in a clean sheet of paper. Here's a new pen. It's brand new. It's got a big feather on it. It's ready to write a beautiful new story, and you get to do it. You get to. You change your perception of I got to carry on. Bullshit. You get to. Everything is settled. Spirit will settle all of that stuff in time. Your job is to work forward. You're a soldier of the divine. Walk forward and the power will come to you. It will be there as you walk. You're generating it yourself. You're generating it with that knowing of where it really comes from. And then you don't expect your ego to do it. No, don't bother expecting that. Let your hands, your words, and your mind be guided by the heart space resonator connected to the divine. Okay? So your past is your past, and it has no bearing on the new decision and directions. Most of our perceptions come from childhood conditioning and surrounding perceptions of others that we simply absorbed as truth. Probably meant well, but that's just the stage of life that they are in. And people can stop at stages where they just get comfortable and don't want to further grow. So you got to always know that if you're a seeker, and especially that you wanted to come and live this place in this beautiful journey that we're given in a way that is meaningful and purposeful, well, then it's got to start right from a new foundation. And that is a foundation of truth. Forget what the world has taught us. Start from the truth that you're a cup of the divine and you're a receiver for it. You don't have to listen to this, that, or the other thing to understand it. You already have what it takes to understand it inside your own way. God talks to you in a way that you personally can understand. And that's the personal relationship that you have, that you're nurturing with your true self, with your higher self. Okay? So most of our perceptions come from childhood conditioning surrounding perceptions of others that we simply absorbed as truth. Question your thoughts and perceptions constantly. Chances are you're telling yourself a lie about 75% of the time because you're living in yesterday's thought pattern instead of going click, little ones click every day. Not this big thing that you've got to do. You start off with your day, you start living with intention rather than from conditioning. Intentionally living thoughts, words, and deeds from the higher place within consistently. and watch yourself tune in. You'll feel it inside. It's an inside job. You'll tune in more. What do you see? I mean, where do you feel, really? Okay. And let's see. What you to see? That was good. Question your thoughts and perceptions. Chances are you're telling yourself a lie about 75% of the time. Ask yourself if what you are perceiving is 100% true. Is it 100% true or just a negative judgment or old belief? It's an old groove that you have. So you say you don't like somebody, you see them, it's the same boing, well, automatically, boom, door shut. And your soul would say, okay, what do you think their journey's been? Can you understand a little more? Even if you're just not to reconcile or not to do anything, you don't have to go out and be pals, but just to understand and try to, rather than judge. Understand that they're acting from their childhood conditioning. They say the ego is basically our emotional 8-year-old self trying to run an adult life with those emotions. So you've got to guide those emotions. You're not your emotions. They are just telltale signs of where you're at inside, and watch the conditioning come out. Who is this voice it could be a voice of a parent. It could be a voice of a friend. That's what they're always saying. And you just say it out because you didn't have any other thing to say. But who are you? Who are you behind all of that? You're the light. And you know those parts of yourself that shine and that want to shine. You got to let the ones that want to shine, you got to let them shine. And then you'll be reacquainted with your higher self, because that's what's calling you. All right. Self-development author, Byron Katie. Now, Byron Katie is a woman. Byron is her first name. And she has some great books on what she calls the work. The work. And her work has turned off a lot of people because it calls for you to really look at yourself. And that's why it has challenged so many. But it is in that challenge that we find our true strength. We think our true strength is this ego we've created, this better watch out for me and better not try and hurt me and you better not do any of that stuff. It's just it's the social mask that we all carry around to protect the inner child, that 8-year-old emotional self, right? So you can see it. You can see how we all do it. But when you carry yourself just with kindness, well, then that is just sends an invite of a friendly vibe around. And it's a unifier. Doesn't matter what your ego thinks about politics or religion or the color of your skin. It's all ego stuff. It's all ego stuff. It's just recognizing the outer shell, when what's really true about all of us and what's really connects all of us has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with the outer shell. Has everything to do with what's inside. What's inside, what's creating that character, what moves that character outside, what does that character bring to this world that's beneficial for the whole and for their own lives and for the benefit of their children, so that they grow up as strong branches from a strong tree. That's what we all want. We all want to be a strong branch from a strong tree. Well, if you didn't have that growing up, you become that tree. And you create strong branches. We're always given that opportunity to break out of old selves and live anew. Live anew in your highest and best. And you decide and you choose if you're going to bring that to the world. It is a daily choice. And you get one day at a time to do it. And you got no guarantee of tomorrow. So what do you want to bring home with you? You want to bring back a meaningful, satisfying life, one that you gave your best, and you try to bring that to everybody else. Simple. It's simple, and yet the ego makes it monotonous. It makes it misunderstood. It separates us into categories and labels, and then we buy into the label, and then we have to defend the label. You know what I mean? You don't have to defend this. It's the heart, it's the soul, it's the spirit that talks for itself, has nothing to prove, doesn't need to prove itself to anybody, superior, lower, higher. Your soul has nothing to prove. Your soul is just a creative force that created you. It allows us and gives us the power to create a great life in this space of a physical journey. Yeah, we get to. It's a blessing. Take charge of your creative life. Take charge of your thought life. Don't just let anything fall out of this shell. Don't just spout out shit because your ego wants to have a heyday in judgment land or whatever that is. And work on yourself. Everybody wants to work on everybody else. Tell everybody else who they are. That's not our job. Our job isn't to be Mrs. Kravitz. Our job is to clean our own house and just to walk in a clean house, a good one that is welcoming, and one that cares about other houses and is willing to give them a bowl of sugar as a tip. Here's some sugar. Here's some sugar, Jan. Okay, so Self-Development author Byron Katie has great books, what she calls The Work. It gives you great tools to help you change your negative perceptions into ones that will surely serve you rather than sink you. I highly recommend her books as a guide in your journey of self-discovery and truth. Do not be afraid to align with the truth once you find it inside. You let go of that old snakeskin. Living in the new, higher perception, higher knowing of self. Okay. And that is really what we're all doing here. It's a growth journey. The CTA today is watch your mind and listen to what it says in each interaction with those around you. Your ego mind. Watch what it wants to say. And rather, we all know what that wants to say. But now you're always given a choice, aren't you? What am I bringing to this? What am I bringing to this segment? What do I want to look back on and say, this is what I did there. This is what I did there. Well, that gives you forethought. That gives you space between thought and response. Because thought, when you believe that you are your thoughts will then react. You'll believe yourself to be justified in your reaction. And then your reaction, gets out of control and bing, bang, boom. Another drama that you created. Did you want to? Your ego does. Your ego loves a good drama. But your heart loves a harmonic atmosphere, fun, light, laughter-filled, enjoyable, good space, good energy, impeccable energy. You have it in there. You have it. So spread it around. So today, watch your mind and listen to what it says in each interaction with those around you. Notice what it demands what its demands, your ego's demands upon you are in those thoughts. And then give yourself some space between thought and outer actions. And you'll start to see how your perceptions create your reality. You'll start to see your pattern. Look what I usually do here. Oh, man. And then look what that does. Look what that does. So it's all energy. So shitty thoughts create shitty energy. Shitty energy pushes away good energy. Pushes it away. And the ones who stick around in shitty energy are the ones who are sitting in it themselves and vibing with it. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So, as the famous saying goes, no one said it would be easy, just that it would be worth it. And you can do it for sure. Go get it. Go get it. Have a great day, And that's it. Beautiful Sunday out there. Beautiful Sunday out there. I hope these words resonated with you today. And get out there and put your puss in that sun and, get some of that beautiful light on your face. Everybody's scared of the sun. It's beautiful. Get your some water with that beautiful memory when you're out there in a lake or something. Soak it up. That water is the divine in liquid form. That's why it makes us feel so good. Water has memory. Water has a vibration of its own, a very healing vibration of its own. And we are about 70% water, made of water ourselves. So we can create a new vibration with our body. And just like they do with the water experiments, when you're speaking love into water, it's not Mumbo jumbo. This is science. From my ass nut friends from Troy, I'm doing some science here. And what happens is the water responds to the vibration of love. Water responds to the vibration of anger. Water responds differently to the vibration of fear. So do we. So do we. We're vibratory beings. We're like tuning forks for whatever's around. So, and if you're an empath, man, you're just a sponge for it. So you can think those energies are your own. You can take them on, and then you realize, let me dive into a lake and get rid of this shit, because it's just and it makes you feel not great. So that's why I spend a lot of time in what is great, what God has already given us: nature, water, sun, air, the outside, best you can, and then give from the energy that brings to you, that you're tuning for it, tunes into it, and then you're just in a good vibe. Happens every time. Give that to yourself today. Give that peace to yourself today, and then carry it with you, and just love everybody up with it. Much love today, guys, and we shall see you tomorrow.